Right guys, I'm starting this vlog off now. I'm about to go to a different gym today. It's only about 5 minutes away. Today is a Sunday, so fingers crossed they're open. I mean, it's early in the day for me now. It's about 3 o'clock, so yeah, we should be fine for timing, but hopefully they're open. Basically gonna just train legs, and I want some different kind of equipment because I'm planning on just doing accessories today. And I do love Go Gym, but the leg accessories aren't the best. So if not, I'm fine to go there, but just want to try out somewhere else. So yeah, take you guys along, let you know how it is. So let's get into it. Right then people, so just a little update because gym is actually not open anymore. So you can see behind me there, just got to the place. It's a real shame because it's literally only about a 3-minute drive from where I'm staying. So it would be really cool to have another place that's basically, you know, another training facility. But I'll just show you in there now. It is completely empty. Obviously, used to be a decent sort of mini-sized gym. Looks like a few class studios and stuff like that. But unfortunately, absolutely desolate now. Let's have a look inside. So you can see in there, there's just, yeah, empty space, no equipment at all. So it's not even a case of it not being open today. So yeah, I know I kind of did say along those lines when I was just doing the intro, basically, that if this happened, I'd just go to the other gym. So it's not an issue, and that has happened somewhere else as well. Oh yeah, when I went to the hike yesterday for the waterfall, basically just took me somewhere which was just a completely like old building. So yeah, what I would say to you guys is, if you are coming to Thailand and you know you're using Apple Maps, that's what I use. They're not that updated, so perhaps maybe use Google Maps. I personally hate Google Maps for actually driving around. I think walking is great. For me, I'm quite happy using Apple Maps, and then if I get there and it's not actually the location, I've got enough time in my day that I can just go on another little drive and find somewhere else. It's not a huge deal for me. So yeah, this place off the cards. I'm gonna have one more little Google and just see if there's anywhere else nearby, but if not, then I reckon Go Gym. Right, I have kept that clip in because I think it's quite funny. Basically, I just went to have one more look over the other side, and it looks like there is actually another side of the gym which is still open. So I have no idea what this bit is because it's like, it literally looks like a gym which is just closed down. But basically, yeah, this is great, it's ideal, it's still open. So I just saw all the cars parked outside thinking it's a Sunday, there's not really anywhere else nearby. There must be something going on. So yeah, let's go actually get in there and hopefully get a day pass and get things going. Okay, so basically down there, they've got 2 rooms. So you've got basically a couple Smith machines, there's loads of dumbbells, and then in the room next door, there's like a leverage squat and a leg extension machine, which I think doubles as a hamstring machine. And then basically, we've got a whole other level up here with loads of equipment. So yeah, actually this place is a bit of a hidden gem really. Like, coming around in here, there's so much stuff. So I have no idea what that other side was. Perhaps that used to be like an old PT studio or something, but yeah, actually really gassed that I found this place. Just keep finding crazy gyms here in Chiang Mai. So yeah, very excited to get this leg session going. I believe most of this stuff up here is back and chest and shoulders, but I've seen a couple nice accessories downstairs, so happy to just go down there. And also really excited for the Smith machine, so I might do some RDLs today. But yeah, honestly, this place really, really cool. Gas to train here. Right guys, so I'm going to attempt to do a voiceover because yeah, basically everything's sorted, but there is music in here and it's pretty loud, so if the audio is not great, then I'll just do a voiceover pretty much. But yeah, so was gonna start with a leg extension. As I said, today I've pretty much planned on doing most of the accessories just because I've done a lot of heavy pressing and I just want to give my joints a little bit of a rest really, and also my central nervous system. So what I was planning on doing was basically going for a couple sets of leg extensions first, probably closer to 4 or 5 sets of those, and then moving on to hamstrings, accessories, and then maybe some RDLs, and then definitely calves at the end. So the leg extensions taken, they've got 2 actual hamstring machines. So you've got seated hamstring curl, and then I've also got a laying down one. But to be honest, I haven't done a seated one in probably months, to be honest with you. So I'm just gonna have a go on here and do a few sets on this one. So this machine feels okay, like not perfect, but it feels pretty good. So should definitely be able to get a good few working sets on this one. So yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna start off with a few warm-up sets, and then I'll basically jump back in for the first working set of hamstrings. Right, so I've done a few warm-up sets here, nothing crazy. This stack goes ridiculously heavy, so I'm only at about halfway down at the moment. This should be, I think, enough for me to do this first set. Obviously, if I want to go heavier afterwards, we'll do that. But yeah, for now, this should be good. So I'm aiming for probably at least 8 to 10 slow and controlled, and then I'll probably do a few quicker partials, but I'll just see how we get on. As I said, it's been a while since I've done these exact kind of hamstring accessories, so let's see how we get on. Okay, quick 5. Oh God. Fuck it out. Okay, yeah. Fuck me, that was a tough set. I really try and pin my heel back right up to the back of the machine. I definitely could do heavier on that. I mean, if I was going like for a quicker set and just trying to crank out as much weight as possible, I could definitely get a good set on like 3/4 of the stack, but honestly just not necessary, not what I'm going for at this moment in time, especially, you know, on a dieting phase. I'm not trying to build muscle, so there's more reasons to basically control the weight, control the feeling, and go through the repetitions and kind of rinse each one for what it's worth, rather than just rushing those reps and just trying to get to the end of the set, if that makes sense. So definitely doing it that way, the way I'm doing it now, can be more of a mental exercise as well, because you're really trying to make sure that like each rep, everything's focused, you're locked in. But yeah, as I said, feeling really good. So I'll probably do at least another 2 sets on here. Might even be a few more, to be honest, because they have got a lying hamstring, but as I've said, I've been doing that a lot recently, so I don't really want to do this and that exercise. I'd probably rather just do RDLs, like I was saying at the start of the video, which is quite interesting for me because usually I would write those off if they weren't done at the start of the session, but I've kind of found a good balance where I'm not too fatigued by the time I do them, but I'm also warmed up enough, and because I'm fatigued, I'm not having to use like ridiculous amounts of weight either. So yeah, it looks like they've got a couple of nice ones upstairs, so another good incentive to basically use that equipment and try out some different stuff. And honestly, I think I'll be coming back here, I definitely actually will be coming back here for a chest day. So I've got chest tomorrow, which, all being well, I should actually be linking up with my mate Lee, who you guys would have probably seen on the channel. He's been on a few times. So we're going to get a big chest session in, probably at Pump Fitness, but I mean, I'll mention this gym to him, and also Momo Gym or Momo Gym, but that one's a little bit further out. So yeah, probably Pump Fitness, but if we don't want to, you know, trek out the way, we can just come here, because this is literally like a few minutes from where I'm staying, so that'll be good. But what I'm saying is, if I don't go to this gym with him tomorrow, I'll just do this on the next rotation. So I've still got pretty much, I think, I think I've got about a week and a half until I leave this place. So still a little bit of time, but actually no, that's a lie. I've got about a week. So I'll probably just about get one more chest day in while I'm in Chiang Mai, which will be at this gym. So yeah, anyway, I've had a lot of talking now, so let me just set up the camera somewhere else, and then we'll basically just go for another working set on this one.
Alright, 5 quick. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. That is crazy fucking burning, that one. Yeah, that burn is insane. So, another rest on this one. I won't record any more sets here just because there's not so many angles that you can do and it's not the most exciting exercise, but yeah, so far, like, connection through my hamstrings is insane. So yeah, another thing for me to note is that I much prefer to do single leg laying down hamstrings versus just doing them together. I just find that I get such a better connection. And if I'm doing them laying down together, my lower back comes into the equation a little bit, so I just don't think it's optimum at all. So yeah, pretty much this has been like, I mean, obviously I've only done 2 sets, but it's been barely any time and my hamstrings are already on fire. Whereas sometimes, like, you know, to warm up the exercise and set it all up and get the plates, especially because sometimes it's plate loaded, can take a really long time to do single leg stuff. So if you are in a rush, or if I'm in a rush, I will prefer to do a seated hamstring. Whereas if I've got a bit more time and, you know, a bit more sort of mental energy to focus on the actual workout itself, then I might opt for laying down. But yeah, that's not all the time. That's just another factor which can impact my decision. So yeah, as I said, they've got a leverage squat here, some seats over there, and then this side, pretty much you've got hip thrust machine, bench, a few other bits and pieces, and then a squat rack, which wouldn't be big enough for me, but you could use it if you had to. So yeah, nice gym so far, really, really cool. The next room, I probably will quickly show you when I walk by, but they've basically got a preach curl machine, 2 really nice looking Smith machines, some cool benches, some of them with like just a 90-degree bench with a short back, which I'm seeing more frequently actually, which I'm a huge fan of for hammer curls and seated overhead rope cables. And then I've got a leg extension, laying down hamstring, leg press, and I think that's it. But yeah, upstairs they've also got leg press, adductors, and then pretty much just all upper body stuff. So really cool place. So I'm going to get on with another set now and then probably do at least one after that. We'll see. But I'll let you guys know when I set up for the next exercise. Right, so I've just picked up a iced Americano. This was 55 bar, so off the top of my head, that's probably around, I'd say £1.20-ish maybe. So not bad at all for like a nice black coffee. Not cheap, but it's okay. Obviously, someone's got to prepare it and, you know, they've got to have all the facilities on, so can't expect it to be as cheap as like a 7-Eleven tin coffee. Anyway, I'm not turning this into a whole gym review series, but what I'm trying to do is just give my own insight. So if you guys constantly tune into the videos, you'll get an idea. So I don't want it to be, yeah, the whole theme of this where I'm going around looking at each piece of equipment and talking about it in depth, but just the odd talking points are useful. And, you know, if I was traveling to Thailand and I could find out a few things from different gyms that would impact my decision. So yeah, gonna have this now. Basically absolutely destroyed my hamstrings on those working sets. That was really, really good. What I want to do now, while I've got the kind of enthusiasm and I'm up for it, is go and do some RDLs. I'm going to see what it's like upstairs, but I might just do them down here, to be honest with you. They both look like really good RDL machines or Swift machines down here. Just upstairs the vibe looked quite cool, but then again, going back there for an upper body day, I'll still get the same experience. So yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of this, walk in the next room, see what I'm feeling, and then jump back in for the first working set on RDL. Right, so I was just gonna go on that one over there, because obviously there's no bench, and this whole bottom floor is free, so it's pretty nice just to be able to have your own space. But I don't know why they keep doing this at all the Smith machines in Thailand, but they're like really nice looking Smith machines. Perhaps it's the same brand, but they look really well made, and then they just leave a huge gap at the bottom. I mean, that might not look big, but that's at least like over a foot of basically space that you could drop the bar down even lower. So that's not going to be enough for me, and I can't see any boxes around here to put under it. So what I'm going to do is have a quick look upstairs, and if they're the same upstairs, I'm just going to go and do some extra hamstrings on the laying down. So yeah, let me have a look upstairs, and we'll be back for the decision on this one. Right, perfect. So this is absolutely ideal. Managed to find a Smith machine upstairs which has got the rails going literally all the way from top to bottom, so there's no change in range of motion. You know, you can literally go pretty much all the way to the floor there, so that's fantastic. So yeah, this is ideal and means that I can now get some actual proper working sets in. So got to set this up pretty much. I'm just going to go for roughly the same sort of weight that I did last session, which was 220s, and then somewhere around like a 10 or a 15. Each Smith machine is different in its own way, so some of them can be tilted, some of them can have a thinner bar, a fatter bar, they can be smoother. So you know, if the bar itself has more resistance, then to pull that weight up is going to be harder. So I'm just taking that into consideration, basically saying that I'm not just going to force myself to do some ridiculously heavy weight if it doesn't feel, you know, smooth or solid. So let's get set up, and then yeah, we'll begin with the first working set. But I'm fucking absolutely loving this gym. Like, it's really cool. Yeah, such a fan. I'll show you around a little bit after this when it's quieting down a little bit. But yeah, I reckon a upper body session here is going to be crazy. Right then, people, so just done a warm-up set, or I've done probably 2 or 3 warm-up sets actually. So gonna go for this weight on here. The only thing I did realise, this machine, although I'd rather face the mirror, the way that I like to rack this is just rack it forward. So yeah, basically I'm gonna face this way, and that'll just be a bit easier for me. So probably aiming for around 8 to 10 reps on this one. But yeah, to be honest, now I've said that about the re-racking, actually, it doesn't even really matter because I'm not going to be able to re-rack it anyway. But for unracking it, it's more important. So when I'm setting up for this, I am going to use straps on this set because this bar is super slippery. I don't have any chalk with me, but usually I'm not actually a huge fan of using straps on Smith machine RDLs. I don't know why, but I just feel like you just crank them out. Make sure that's pulled all the way back. One more. Right, we did re-rack it, never mind. Good working set for sure. Very good working set. Just for any of you guys that might be thinking, why does he not like to use straps? The reason is actually because a lot of the time I'll use wrist wraps. It's difficult for me to get the straps around sometimes a wrist wrap and my splint, but I have to wear this. So today, just taking the wrist wraps off, this worked fine. Yeah, that was good. Pretty out of breath, but didn't wear a belt on that one, which is halfway through the set I realised, and I was thinking, oh fuck. But actually, like, probably made it a bit easier to breathe. You know, obviously I'm going to be out of breath. I've just done a fucking, like, full on, in my opinion, like there was no reps left in that set there. It's at least not with that same form. I could have ripped it up, but it would have been all like lower back and glutes. So yeah, that was good. And you should be out of breath after a heavy lift, of course. So we'll go for another one on that after about 2-3 minutes rest from now. So 4 minutes probably total. Right, I've only just decided this now. I'm actually going to add a 5 and just see if I can push this a little bit further, because I am feeling good overall. So why not profit off that and use that, you know, energy, use that focus, as cringe as it sounds, to actually drive that into a working set. So yeah, it's been a while since I've done 3 plates on an RDL, but I feel like no better time than right now, because I've been kind of working my way back up to these heavy weights. Still not going to wear a belt for this one, because I am liking the ability to breathe with no restriction, and I have not got any lower back fatigue. I think, again, because I didn't do those laying down hamstrings, my lower back's in a good position. Right, make sure we properly unrack this so it doesn't catch on the way down, and let's fucking go. One more. Okay, that was good. So another thing to note, so when you do RDLs, personally, I think having that angle is so much better. Like when you do a bench press, you should be driving the weight slightly backwards, and when I do an RDL, I prefer to have that angle there. Just feels like a more natural range of motion to pull. Not just that though, when you actually unrack it, it completely kind of clears the machine, because the weight already wants to go back because it's at an angle. So once you pull it back, you're pretty much in the clear for the whole of the working set. But with that one, even though I literally like over compensated for the unrack and twisted my forearms all the way around, as soon as I pulled it back, there was still only like a few millimeters between the hook and the pegs. And obviously the start of the set, I've got a lot more energy, even in like my forearms and my core, to kind of keep that stabilized, which is a bit of a waste of energy really. Like you'd rather just focus on the actual set itself. But what I'm trying to say is, the further into the set I got, I could notice that was getting closer and closer, and on one of them it did actually almost catch. So you have to be really careful when you're doing RDLs that doesn't happen, which is, I guess, the benefit of doing them with a bar or with a dumbbell. So yeah, 2 sets on that is good for me. I feel like I've got a fucking arm pump already just from holding that weight. So I'm gonna go downstairs and use the leg extension machine for a few sets, as long as no one's on that. And then probably finish on calves. May do a couple of sets of laying down hamstring, but I think that'll be good for me today. Been a fun session so far. Right, somehow didn't press record on that one. I'm going to quickly summarise what I just said, because just obviously repeating myself. Basically, this leg extension is not very good at all. I've got so much distance between where the pad ends and where my leg could go back, probably like half a foot. So each rep, I'm losing huge amounts of range of motion. There's nothing I can do at home. I do have a hustler pad, which you can put on the machine, which I do for the pin-loaded machine at my local gym. They've also then got a plate-loaded machine, which has an incredible range of motion. So if I use either of those two, I'm absolutely fine. The other gyms that I've been using in Thailand have actually all been pretty good. So every gym has its negatives and positives. The positives about this gym, the Smith machines are really, really nice. It's got a seated hamstring curl, which is great. It's quite open and empty, realistically. I mean, it is a Sunday, but yeah, really nicely kind of laid out, especially upstairs. But then the downside is obviously leg extension. So in the future, if I was going to come and do legs here, I would knowingly be doing that, thinking it's going to be more of a hamstring bias day. But yeah, either way, I've gone for a few warm-up sets, and then I've now tried a few reps on the full stack, and that's quite easily doable. So I'm going to go straight in now. I've just done about 8 to 10 reps, which I know is a lot for a warm-up, but I was just kind of seeing if it was even worth doing for a good few sets, and it is good enough, but I think perhaps 3 will be enough for me today. So anyway, let's get into this set now. Man, fucking hell. Right. I wish I could do a more of a range of motion, because that's such a weird one. Like, it gets to a point where the partial reps are so small that it does kind of feel a little bit pointless. But at the same time, I've still got strength in my legs. But to drop the weight wouldn't do much either, because that's still not increasing the range of motions. Yeah, so I'm just going to go for really short rest times. So, well, what I consider to be really short rest times is about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes for an accessory. For like most people, yeah, that's about right, I'd say. Usually 2 minutes is like a good rule of thumb. But if I'm like on a really nice leg extension where it just feels great to go heavy, then I'll take a bit more time, because I've kind of used, I'd say, more oxygen and energy perhaps to get myself amped up for that set. Doesn't mean that I've actually like necessarily worked the quads any harder, because if I was doing a lower weight set for more repetitions, that could still actually break down the muscle in a really good way. But hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. Yeah, so for example, the leg extension that I used in Momo gym, which I probably went there not last leg day, but perhaps the one before, that was fucking incredible. Genuinely could be, in fact, probably is the best leg extension that I've ever used in my life. And they've got 2 there, so I didn't even use the other one. I think this one is probably better, but yeah, that gym is really, really crazy. Honestly, like, fucking guys, the gyms in Thailand, obviously I'm gonna be biased because I love going to the gym, but like, if you have any interest in fitness or just like staying fit on holiday, or obviously if you're traveling, you're going to be here for probably months, it does remain an important factor of most people's life, is to stay fit and healthy. You know, fucking secure a pump. Perhaps not as often as me, but still, you should be doing that a few times a week if that is your thing. So just 1 minute 50 seconds here. So all the waffle that I did probably is about 2 minutes, 2 minutes 30. So just going to go for another high rep set. Let's fucking grow these quads. Well, not grow them, but let's at least make sure we're maintaining them. Christ. Right, that was good. That fucking killed me though, honestly, that was good. So that's why sometimes just changing the style of the set can be enough to completely transform the exercise itself. Definitely getting an arm pump from locking out that handle there, but yeah, pump's coming on. Obviously this is the actual first quad exercise that I've done today, and I can really feel that. Fasted as well, completely fasted. Just had the black coffee, iced black coffee, and also 2 small cans of iced coffee and a hot black coffee. So lots of fucking coffee today. Probably could get a quick little kind of physique update while we're not too bad. Alright, that's pretty much enough time. I'm going to go for one more on this one at least. Let's get set up. Don't know if they have a calf machine here. I'm not gonna lie. If they don't have a calf machine, then I'm not gonna do calves, because I actually fucking hate doing calves, like on a leg press or on a Smith machine. So hopefully they've got one. Right, let's go. Oh, Christ. Right, let's get a quick little physique update. Okay, let's try that. Let's check the leanness as well. Yeah, lighting's actually decent here. Got swimming trunks on today. Had some Christmas vouchers left over, so pick these up from Next. Okay, let's try hamstring. Right, quick back flex. Alright, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go see if they got a calf raise machine upstairs. If they do, I'll have put the clip in before this. But if not, guys, good leg day. actually can somewhat see a bit of a quad pump since I've actually finished on quads today. But obviously being fasted is going to make a bit of a difference. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. It was a good leg day for me. I'll definitely be back here to train chest, perhaps even tomorrow. So yeah, as always guys, the only way is up.